I put together an entire I have a whole PowerPoint.
All right, thank you for joining us again. Now we are talking today about how to host killer buyer and seller seminars. 7 steps to pulling off an amazing event. One great way to get a big group of people together who are potential prospects is to host a buyer or seller seminar. By the way, for the materials or the handouts for this program, you can go to the LAER Career Den under new, the LAER Career Den under our LAER training. It's the new agent training program, and it is day 10, database, open house, and seminars. So let's talk about how to do a killer event. One of the mistakes I see many real estate agents make is they say, oh, I'm going to host a seminar and get all kinds of buyers there or all kinds of sellers there. And what they do is they have all these great intentions and they put their materials together and they're ready to present, but they really just don't fill a room of people. And it ends up being a waste for the day. So before hosting any event, I always urge people to think about who it is that they want to invite to the event and how are they going to get them to attend. Because just because you're hosting an event definitely does not mean that somebody's going to show up and attend your event. So there we go. The other piece I like to tell people is to know what materials you're going to present beforehand. What's great about our LAER Career Den is we have a complete listing presentation for sellers. We have a complete buyer presentation for buyers. These are in PowerPoint format. And we also have the LAER 7 Secrets to Hiring a Lion presentation. On the Career Den, under presentation materials, that means there's 3 completed PowerPoints ready for you. Those are the PowerPoints that you would use if you're hosting a seminar, a buyer seminar or a seller seminar. You already have all your materials done. Go in and customize them, add your photo, your contact information, and you are ready to go. So the goal of hosting an event is not to have people. Well, we keep falling off our Chromecast for some reason. I don't know why that's not showing. Can you see it on yours? I don't know why you guys can't. Connected to... Sorry for the technical...
Go into that same menu that you were just in.
The accessibility.
Yeah, and cast devices available. Nope. Right there. There you go. And then just hit the blue.
Okay. So first thing we want to do is try to avoid a seminar where you have a room set up for 50 people and one person shows up. And believe me, it's happened to many of our real estate agents that they have these grand plans to host a seminar. They rent out a hotel room. They've got room for 50 people and literally one person shows up. So we want to create a plan that we know people are going to show up for the event. In order to do that, you are going to want to prepare in advance. Have a checklist of stuff that you are going to do so that you can pull off a killer event. So first piece that I like to tell people is to choose a great location. Where are the locations that you can go that be business is one place that you will find people, and oftentimes those businesses want you there. They want to show value to their employees. So lunchrooms, also if you are affiliated with a university or a school, reach out and say, I'd love to do a seminar. I went to Bentley, and there's constantly home buyer seminars at Bentley by people that went to that school. So do a event at your local school. At the end of the day, you can always like just to rent out a small restaurant, a room at a restaurant or a hotel, but you always get the most results if you go to a place where there's already a group of people congregating. Another place that I've had success in the mortgage, how to buy or sell a house. An example of this would be like a lot of the financial planners will do dinners and stuff where they're inviting their potential clients to come out and listen to a seminar and have dinner. That's an opportunity for you to reach out and say that you'll come in at the end and do a small piece. It would be far less expensive for you to even pay a small sponsorship fee to be at the end of somebody else's event where you already know there's an audience of people than to go out and create your own event. The other piece I want you to think about is online seminars. So I already mentioned you have all the materials to present a killer seminar. You have the buyer presentation, seller presentation, and the 7 secrets presentation. All 3 of those would make great seminars. A great place to present a seminar is online. So you can use a program like Zoom Meeting or GoToMeeting or Join Me. There's all these online services, and the point of those services is that you can do a presentation to a large audience of people. The great thing about that is it doesn't cost you anything to rent out a room or worry about nobody showing up to your seminar. Also, many of those programs like GoToMeeting, Zoom, Join Me, they let you record it. So now you have a recorded version of your meeting that you could just send to people. And you can just advertise it on Facebook, social media, online, etc. Next, figure out what your topic is going to be. The more interesting the topic, more likely you might get some people to show up. So, of course, the normal ones are first-time home buyer. You'll see those. If you're teaming up with a veterans organization, do a VA one. You can do a seller seminar. You could do a credit repair seminar. You could do a seminar for investors on how to teach people how to invest in real estate. So try to be as niche as possible so that you get people that are super interested in that subject and they know that they're not going to be able to find that seminar somewhere else. Like a 2-hour program on how to buy your first investment property where they say, I have to show up because I'm not going to be able to get that class again. Next, create an invitation. So make sure that you send that invitation out. I always say 2 weeks in advance. Send it out through social media. I am a huge advocate of using an online system like Eventbrite. So if you use an Eventbrite, people can go in and register for the class. So now you've captured a name and email address. You can see who's attending. Plus, the great thing about using a service like Eventbrite, it doesn't charge you anything if you're not charging for the event. If you're charging for the event, they're going to keep a piece of it. Typically, you're not going to be charging for an event like this, so there's no cost through Eventbrite. And Eventbrite is a place where people go to look for events. So you might get people to attend because they found your event on Eventbrite. When you are creating your event invitation, think about what are some questions you could ask that person when registering. So when I do an event on Eventbrite, I say, what do I want to know about the people that are coming? So, and you can create your own questions. So when somebody registers, you might ask, is this the first time you've bought a house? Or how many properties do you own? Things like that. So you have a little bit of information to work off of so that you can market to this person even if they don't show up for the event. The other cool thing is that you could offer coupon codes to attract guests. What this looks like is, let's say that you do a seminar on how to buy your first investment property and you put it on Eventbrite and you charge a fee of $25 to attend. But then you go to all of your sphere of influence, your friends, your mortgage brokers, your bankers, everybody you do business with, and you give them coupon codes and say, hey, for my mortgage guy, I'm going to give him a special coupon code that he can share with his people so that he can go advertise this to his people and they don't have to pay anything. They'll get a $25 off coupon to a $25 event. So now that person can go show an item of value to his database, and you can track who is attending and how they came in because of those coupon codes. Well, we just froze. So once somebody has registered for your event, the next piece is that you definitely want to make sure that you're following up with them. Because if somebody registers an event 2 weeks before the event, and then you have no follow-up with that person up until the day of the event, chances are 80% are not going to show up. So you want to make sure that you're staying in touch with that person up until the event to make sure that they are going to attend. Then you want to think about, what is the format of the day going to be? PowerPoint presentation? Are you going to have other speakers? Are you going to have videos? Because you want to plan for any of the computer capabilities and technical capabilities you're going to need. Make sure you have that in advance. And you want to invite your guest speakers, like if you're going to have a mortgage person attend or an attorney attend. Yep.
It seems that in any of these things that you've suggested this morning, it's important to start your planning 4 weeks out. Have a 4-week plan, a 3-week plan, a 2-week plan.
Yes.
So that you are organized, especially with your marketing.
Yes. So definitely that goes to one of the original classes we had on building a database. On all of this, the difference between success and no success is having a strategy and not a tactic. Don't make this a tactic where you decide today that next Sunday I'm going to do a home buyer seminar at the local hotel and pay money and stuff like that. Plan it out in advance. Know who your partners are going to be, because many of your partners will help sponsor if there's any type of cost involved, and many of your partners will offer up their place to do it. So for example, local bank is a great place where they could host the event at their location. It's win-win for you and them. Another cool event to think about is that if you have a local author that you can invite to the event, because people will show up for like a book signing, even if it's a small name local author that you could have attend and say, at the end of our program, we're going to have local author so-and-so show up and sign some books. Think about what you want to convey when you're doing the event. Like, always think about the 5 takeaways you think anybody should have once they've attended the event. Maybe you want them to know how to finance a new investment property for the first time. You want them to know how to go on your website and start a home search. You want them to understand agency or lead paint. Understand, like, know in advance the things that you want that person to take away so you can build that into your talking points and presentation. Do not forget to have the technical piece all filled out well in advance. Do you need microphones? Do you need Wi-Fi? Are you going to have to show video? Know all of that in advance. When people attend the event, not a bad idea to have a client data sheet. So you're collecting more information about this person as they come in. So by the time they leave your event, you have a great deal of information. Who they are, where do they live, what are they looking to buy, what is their time frame for buying, have they talked to a mortgage company, are they qualified, do they currently have a pre-approval. One way that you can get people to fill that info out is if you have some sort of drawing, so that there's an incentive for people to give you that information. Once you know the date, what the format is going to be, you know that you're going to have all the technical piece filled out, then figure out how you're going to market it and get this in front of people. Think of cool titles for your event, like 5 easy steps to buying your first investment property. Something that's going to stand out and people will say, I need to show up for that event. If you Google words that sell, it'll tell you the words most likely to get people to register an event, like exclusive or free, things like that. So market it on social media, market it to your entire database. Because if you have a complete database of everybody with their email addresses, send it out to everybody you know, the buyers and sellers in your sphere of influence. Send it out to them, send it out on social media. When you're hosting your open houses, include it in there. So anywhere you go, make sure you're giving flyers and talking about your upcoming event. The other thing that's cool is that if you're going to have people helping you with the event, like mortgage, title, ask them all if they're willing to give something away, so you can say by attending this event, you're going to get over $1,000 in free giveaways at the end of the program. And what those might look like is that your mortgage guy gives $300 off closing costs, a little gift certificate, and your attorney gives $200 off something, so that at the end there's like this big payoff for them attending your event. Remember that the easiest way to fill the room is through your own sphere of influence. So you're less likely to fill a room with complete strangers unless you are hosting your event where there is already an audience, like doing a workplace event. So you have to get really good at marketing to your personal sphere of influence and past customers. As well, don't forget that even during the event, that as always, you are always auditioning for your next client. So even while you're at the event, be doing video posts and sharing, doing some live streams so people can see what you're doing, and you begin to build a name for yourself as a trusted authority when it comes to buying or selling real estate. As I mentioned already, we have a ton of tools for you to use on our site. We have listing presentations, buyer presentations. As far as packages to hand out, we have all kinds of stuff for you to download from the LAER Career Den. If you go on to our presentation materials, there's a LAER pre-listing package, which is a whole booklet that you can print out. On our LAER marketing portal, you'll also find brochures. There's all different brochures. How to win a bidding war, how to buy new construction, how to buy a condo. So have all of your handout stuff ready well in advance so that you have a nice package that people can get. And then the last part to hosting a killer event is that after you've put all of this work and effort into a killer event, have a great follow-up campaign so that you're going to stay in touch with people for days, weeks, and months. You're putting these people into your database so that they're receiving emails from you, and you're constantly staying in touch, because at the end of the day, the whole point of even putting the effort out there to host a killer event is to make sure that you're getting clients out of it. And that is it for our Killer Buyer and Seller Seminar program.